actually streaming just now live on YouTube, Mixcloud, and also on Facebook. There we go. Got it all together. So we've got a special guest, as I said, Lee in the studio. We've been catching up with her across there. Let me just press these magical buttons, and there we go. You should be back on across there.
With your magical finger.
With my magical finger, exactly.
I had so many people comment on that post, by the way, that we did last week. You know, with the finger.
Oh, yeah.
We did a little challenge.
We do challenges in the studio where you could even try the challenge. I mean, it's certainly a fun challenge, but I mean, it was just, all you had to do was put your thumb against your finger, then your pinky against the other finger, and then you move your middle finger.
On its own.
Oh,
that's not bad, look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it, yep.
Yeah.
Can you do mock as well?
Oh, yeah, we can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and
that one...
this one, can you bend that?
Oh, I don't know what that one is.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What is that one? That looks like that looks like some kind of double jointed one. That one.
Are you double jointed?
No, I'm not.
But just on the one finger.
What was that one?
Oh, that was just me playing a game with myself, just seeing how powerful the mind is. It took me a year to get here.
Is that the mind, or is that just got double jointed fingers?
No, that is the mind. It was straight at first. Yeah, I can't do it on any of the others, but it landed on that first, and I went, right, well, the mind's actually pretty powerful.
Right.
Wow.
Remember when I used to work in an office, I used to get bored a lot, sitting there answering the phones and stuff like that, and I used to practice writing the alphabet in my left hand. So when people were asking me,
fun.
yeah, just to find out, just be sitting there writing the alphabet in my left hand,
and then could you do it?
Yeah, it's getting better.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like another mind.
Like when I used to work in a factory, I was putting hinges onto doors and stuff like that. And every time I picked up 3 hinges, I thought I'll try and juggle with them, until I could juggle. So it's just a case of persevering and getting stuck in with it, I think.
Oh, thank God you followed your path and you landed where you are now.
or I could be a juggling.
You could have been
a juggling left-handed writing person.
Yeah.
Whatever that would be. So when we're talking, obviously, to Lee just now, and International Women's Day is today.
Yes.
Which big celebration. We did a thing last week as well, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
With the Chambers of Commerce. What was that?
Yeah, it was really, really interesting. Very inspiring. There was like 5 different speakers, all really strong, powerful, successful women. One of them was like the CEO, and I think, if I'm right, the founder of Oz Harvest.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She's just amazing.
Yeah.
And Pip, who's the co-founder and creative director at PE Nation. She's also very cool. A whole really great panel. And they're kind of giving some insight into their success story and how they got where they were, and answering some questions to the audience and stuff. And yeah, just there was probably 80 women there, something like that.
Yeah,
Local women, all kind of small business owners or entrepreneurs, that kind of vibe. And it was lovely. I walked out of there feeling really uplifted, and then inspired. And I was saying to Keith, he was kind of like, well, why isn't there an International Man's Day? And I'm like, every day is International Man's Day.
Is it really?
Well, I think it's shifting.
There probably is something, I don't know.
I think it's shifting, like you said, energetically. I think the world is shifting at the moment. But for centuries, it's been a man's world. So for us to have a day in the year, I think is absolutely fine.
It's like, do you know what it is, Evie? The way that she's looking at me, it's like she's antagonising me. She's saying something as if she wants me to react. It's like she's wanting to argue.
The question,
she wants to argue about something. I can tell by her eyes exactly what she wants to say. It's you.
One day for us.
It's not about a fight. It's not about a fight. It's not about feminism. It's not about a fight. It's just about bringing a bit of balance into the world.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm all about balance.
Yeah. But look, me and you are very competitive anyway, love. You know this, right? That's just who we are.
It's just when we do a challenge or anything in the studio, Amy wants to win it, and I'm pretty easy. It doesn't really bother me, to be truthful.
Please, whatever you love.
Normally I win them anyway, but it's not. That doesn't come into it,
Anyway,
so you probably don't know this, but Lee's actually going to come and do a radio show with us here on Bondi Radio, which we're going to start next month. And what's the name of the show again, Lee? What we're going to call it?
Business, Sex and Being Human.
Business, Sex and Being Human. So it's going to start in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks time, which we're looking forward to. We're not sure what day yet, what time yet, but it's going to be pretty interesting. You're going to bring some great guests into the studio, I'm sure. And we'll get some good music on that show as well.
We'll mix it in. Yeah, I mean, music for life. If there is no music, then we're not moving forward, right?
Yeah,
we got to have the beats. We got to have the tunes. We got to have movement. It's all about, you know, getting the good stuff, enjoying the pleasures of life.
And I've heard, just over the weekend, I was reading an article that what's happening just now is with a lot of the people who are growing up just now, they're not going to be a lot of artists in the future for making music. You know, there's not going to be a lot of musicians and stuff like that because a lot of them are on the computer and stuff doing things. I mean, things will change, obviously, but it's not going to be what it was like. You know, people going out there playing guitars, playing harps and flutes or recorders and stuff like that. It's all becoming internal and in the computer.
Digital music.
Yeah, a lot more digital music, but there'll still be music, but it won't be what it's like. There we go, changing.
I think that's pretty sad, to be honest.
It sure is. The combination's always a winner, though. You know, when you've got the instruments as well as the digital combination, it's absolutely phenomenal. Too far to one side, too far to another side, never works.
Yeah, but I think it's more the instrument side of things. Like somebody won't be able to pick up a guitar and play A, D, G chords, but what they do is they'll just go on the computer and they'll just print that in. And even now with music production, you can actually, I don't know if you know this, but you can just sing and you can sing something and then you can pick what instrument you want that to sound like and then you can just adapt it. So you can sing everything into the system.
I mean, it's phenomenal. The digital world is absolutely incredible, but we've got to have this being human piece. We have to have this interactive piece. It's some people are not digitally minded. They're not texters. They don't know how to communicate in that way. They don't know how to share their gifts in that way. And most people just want to deliver what it is that brings them joy. And it's often the technology that gets in the way, you know, whether it's in business, whether it's music. And I was actually listening to an amazing interview with what's his name? DJ Scrag. And he's in Clubhouse and he has amazing people on the panel. He's a musician and he speaks with musicians, and there actually is no difference between a musician and an entrepreneur. We're all doing the same things. It's all about sales, it's all about marketing, and it's all about delivering in the best way possible. But if you're not connected to technology these days, you're going to fall behind. If you're not somebody who's committed to evolving with the world, then things are not going to work. And, you know, back to your question, why women and not men? Because women are ready to get up and go and make change in a much faster way. In general, there are a percentage of men who are really opening themselves up to tuning into themselves more. You were just offline, you were asking about men's cycles. Are there men's cycles? Of course there are, because you're human, you're on planet Earth and you're influenced, you know, you're influenced by nature. How well do you know yourself is the question. How well do you know your mind? How well do you know how to process your emotions? How well do you know your body? Do you listen to the inner whispers of your body, or are you just stuck in your head? I mean, this is the factory, right? And it's great. It leads you to make decisions. But if you're not tuning into the rest of your humanity, then you're making it hard for yourself, because the information, the technology, you know, you speak about the digital technology, but the technology of being human in the body is phenomenal. And if you know how to use it, then you're able to create success so much easier.
Well, you've just got to tap into that, though. How do you tap into that? I guess we'll find out throughout your show then when we start that.
Yep. We've got a few weeks of pulling off the layers slowly.
Is this how you work with your clients then, I guess, when they come to you? It's the stripping away and understanding, reconnecting them, I guess, to their true self, their physical side, their cycles, all of that kind of stuff. Is it doing all that work first before you can even think about business?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, women come to me to step into their full power. Women come to me to have permission to be themselves. And so there's a breakdown before there's a breakthrough. There are often a lot of tears, and you've got to be ready to do the work. You know, you've got to be ready to really dive into the depths of all of the things that have been holding you back. And it goes down to the work that we're doing now, especially as the women who are, I specifically work with women who are purpose-driven entrepreneurs and conscious leaders. And so they're at the core, they're looking to literally raise the vibration of the planet. And that's moving people from a space of fear into love and joy and peace. And to be able to do that, each and every individual has to resonate at a high frequency themselves. And we have to let go of all of the stuff that was imprinted on us through our childhood. The work that our parents didn't do. You know, we live in a world now where we have access to so many incredible modalities. Our parents didn't have access to this stuff. Neither did those who came before them. And so the work that we're doing to heal and clear all that which has been holding us back for such a long time is not just ours. It's our parents and those and their parents' parents and so on and so forth. And so it's a big time. It's a big time, and it's scary. It's really scary to have a look at something that has brought you discomfort. I remember when I started doing this very, very deep work about 3 years ago, and I've got 2 books on it, 2 number 1 international bestsellers on how I arrived here. And it was really moving into the father wound. And it was a moment when I was 15 years old that absolutely destroyed me and impacted how I related to men in the workplace and to women. And it's that unraveled me. And I actually bumped into a woman at Pilates the other day. She said, "Oh my God, I remember you 3 years ago when you came in to do this work and there were 250 people in front of us." And she said, "I remember you standing at the front and your hands were shaking. You could barely talk. And you said, I want to create huge amounts of impact in the world, and I want to literally raise the vibration of the planet. And I don't know how I'm going to do that if I'm standing here shaking and I can barely get my voice out." And she said, "Wow, I've watched you over the past 3 years and you've done it." You know, the facilitator said, "You're not going to be able to only work with people who want to do this." And I said, "That's exactly what I'm going to do, because I'm going to speed up the process, and I'm only going to work with the 2%ers, the people that believe that we can create change."
Amazing. What a transformation. She must have been pretty impressed and pretty amazed over those 3 years then to see your journey from shaking in front of everybody to now look, you just chat away on the radio and everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I got goosebumps when you were saying that, though, because it's just, it's inspiring, and it's amazing to see someone's journey, how they start and where they go to and how they grow and will continue to, I'm sure, you know,
Yeah.
and it's who you surround yourself by as well.
Totally. And this is the women, you know, celebrating women today. Before I started my business, I was a lone ranger. I did everything myself. I was brought up by a single father. And so I had to just be for myself. I arranged myself from a very, very young age. I learned how to drive a car at 10. I ran my first job when I was 14. I was illegally driving from the age of 14. I was doing things that I shouldn't have done. And now it's about being surrounded by incredible, incredible human beings. And I'm just about to do a shout out to all of the women who are on my team. And the list is long. The list is long. There is no way that I would be able to get to where I am today without the support of incredible women. And Rach Moore, a special shout out to her. She was one of the nominees for International Women's Day for Humanitarian of the Year. And she's both a client and a friend and a dear sister. And this is it. You know, it's support like that. In the world that I exist in, it is not dog eat dog. It is I support you, you support me. I'm not on a pedestal. I'm no better than anybody else. At one point in time, I'm helping my clients. Another point in time, they're helping me. We pay one another to support one another. We all have gifts to share. And so this is what it's about. It's about really coming into a space where there is no jealousy. There's no comparisonitis going on. It's what do you have to bring to the table? Excellent. I've got this. It's a bit like when we have a meal, you know, a picnic. I'll bring the cheese, you bring the crackers, excellent. I'll bring the dessert because I'm good at that. You definitely don't do that because you don't know how to bake cookies. We tasted them last time. They were hard as and they tasted awful. So it's just about knowing what you're good at and sharing that around and let's have fun on this playground together.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, that's pretty much my philosophy as well for the radio station. I mean, it's always been like that. So, if you just get everybody in who can all do their little things that they're all good at, and we'll all get to where we want to go.
Absolutely.
You don't have, and just listen to people. If somebody's got something to say that is interesting to you, or you're going to learn something, listen to them and take it all on board and grow at the same time.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I certainly don't agree with the people who will, as I'm sure we've all experienced, the people who want to tread on you to get where they want to go. And when you can feel that, the put down or you can stay in that place because I'm going here type of thing. I've had that quite a lot in my life, and it doesn't work. I always see those people. Yeah, they might rise for a bit of time, but they'll hit everyone on the way down.
Totally.
And who's going to be there to support you then? When you've risen, but you on the fall down. And that's how I always see it. It's just keep rising, keep growing.
Yeah.
Keep growing. Okay, well, let's get back to some music. This is Bondi Radio. It's 12 minutes to 9. Very good morning to you. Lee is our special guest in the studio. She'll be starting a radio show with us very shortly here on Bondi Radio, so we'll get you updated with that. If people do want to get in contact with you, we'll put your social media details up and stuff like that, so people can get in contact with you, so you can get some new clients and stuff like that.
Beautiful. Lee Jane Woodgate on Insta, LinkedIn, website, Facebook Business, Facebook Personal. Reach out.
There we go. This is Bondi Radio. Very good morning to you. Monday, March the 8th, International Women's Day. Good morning.